What is DaraSunbubbles Art? It's art that's free-spirited. It's art that explodes creativity. It's art that makes you feel good, makes you feel happy. It's unique, it's different, and it's all Dara. Thank you so much for making 2016 a great year in my world of creativity. As you can see, friends, I am wearing an old shirt that my brother no longer wanted, and I drew my little squiggly lines, dots, and whatever else on it. And I'll stand up so you can see. I feel like a model doing this, you know? Model Dara. So, what is DaraSunbubbles Art? Some of you may not know this, but I'm an artist. I love to create. But one of the things that has changed differently from crafting and making recycled art is this design, this thing that some people have looked at and said, what is it? I don't understand. Is this just an S? Does this represent who you are? What is this all about? So I'm going to answer those questions. This design you see here, friends, is something called squiggly lines, dots, and whatever else. Now you might be wondering, why do I call it squiggly lines, dots, and whatever else? Well, squiggly lines, there's dots, and whatever else, such as this. Now, why I called it this, honestly, it was not a title that I just, planned out or gave a lot of thought. In fact, it actually happened during a conversation I was having with my mom and dad. And when I brought out my sketchbook to show them what I've been working on, my dad looked at it and he said, what is this? I don't understand. And I said, oh, just some squiggly lines, dots, and whatever else. And it just clicked. And since then, I have actually had the pleasure, and I'm so happy to announce this, I've actually gotten my designs copyrighted. So now I can feel comfortable marketing my work without having to worry about someone out there trying to snatch it away. So this squiggly lines, dots, and whatever else has not only become copyrighted, but it's actually caught the interest of people that I know. And I'll be honest with you, I was extremely surprised. My first thought was, no one's going to like this. Someone's going to probably say this looks like 5-year-old type of squiggle. What's so special about it? But here's the thing that I've learned in this process that I want to share with you, because I know there are other creative beings out there, and I'm sure there's some of you who probably, maybe your design is 10 times more fabulous than this. But regardless, art is truly interpretive, meaning sometimes there is no set reason, there is no rhyme, there is no story. Sometimes it is just what it is, and it's based on your interpretation. For me personally, my design is based on my mood, and that's something maybe a lot of people don't know. I draw based on how I feel. So sometimes I might draw something and people might look at it and say, wow, I can see she's happy. But in fact, maybe I was very upset. That's for showing my anger. And there are some pieces where I was very upset, and some people have looked at it, say on my Facebook, and thought, oh, she was a little sad, or maybe she was feeling a little excited. I don't know. So again, art is interpretive, and I'm not an expert at this. I never studied art in school, so I cannot get all technical with it. But I'm just a person who enjoys putting pen to paper. Besides writing, I love to draw, and drawing for me, or just creating these, whatever you want to call it, these designs, makes me happy. It's a sense of freedom for me. It gives me the opportunity to just be Dara. And there's a little personal story behind this I would like to share with you. For a very long time, I struggled with just being true to myself. I'm not a fake person, but I've always been picked on or been criticized for being who I am. I'm too bubbly, I'm too happy, I'm too nice, I'm too loving, I'm too caring. Too. It was always that word too, I talk too much, So at times I felt incredibly bad about myself. I didn't think I was special or anything special. I didn't think that my talent was important. So the best way I used to deal with these emotions was through writing, and that's where my writing really began. But with art, on the other hand, I've always loved art. I've always loved to color and draw and paint. But I never thought of it as something special. I just did it because it was something that made me happy. It's not until I had my hip surgery when I got more involved in crafting and in my artwork, only because I was in pain and I couldn't go outside and do anything, so why not? But I must confess this, honestly. The crafting is fun. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing it. I love watching videos about how to create things out of recycled materials like cardboard and plastic and all this stuff. I love it. But it's not until I started doing these things that really got me feeling more free and more excited, because for some reason every time I would draw a squiggly line or a dot, I felt like I was releasing an emotion. And that's truly the start of all this. And I like the fact that I can draw it not just on paper, but on clothing or ceramics or pretty much any surface that I can think of. I mean, if I had a spray paint can, I can spray paint on my wall. I probably would do that too. So for me, art is really based on my mood, at least my type of art. For me, art in general just makes me feel free. It makes me feel one with myself, and I don't have to care about what other people think of me. I don't have to worry, because I have that escape. That's like my escape, you know? And I don't know if other artists feel the same way, and if you do, please feel free to share with me your story. But that's what helps me kind of get through the difficult times, the lonely times, or get over the criticizers or the haters or whatever you want to call it. So that's what helps me. So DaraSunbubbles Art is emotional. It's freedom of my own inner speech, I guess. You know, I can go on and on about what it is. You know, I can create things as I'm talking to you now, but that's really the basis of my art. It's Dara. It's who I am. And so, you want to get to know me? Get to know my art. You know, and I'm very thankful that this 2016 was a good year. I feel like I stepped out my comfort zone. I showed more of my artwork with people, especially on my social media. You know, I've just been more comfortable just sharing part of me to you. So I thank you for being here through this journey, and I look forward to another year of creativity and happiness. And please feel free to share your ideas. You know, I am still new to the art world, so I'm open to suggestions, feedback, and again, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share part of my creativity with you. And here's to more squiggly lines and more dots and whatever else, especially whatever else life has to offer. Thank you so much.